Who told you to touch my things, eh? Do you think this house belongs to you? Mama Ebele's voice boomed across the compound. Her hands, sharp and commanding, knocked over a bottle of hair oil, spilling it across the floor. "Na who dey teach you manners? Abba you think say my son marry you so you fit just waka come scatter my property." Ifeoma froze, comb trembling in her hand, heart thudding in her chest. She had only just opened a small corner of the compound as a hair salon, hoping to earn a little money for her young family. But Mama Ebele, her mother-in-law, was a woman whose word was absolute law. Nobody dared oppose her, not her husband, Chijioke, who stood silently on the veranda, and certainly not the neighbors who watched from behind their fences. "Mama, I just," Ifeoma stammered, voice barely above a whisper. "Just what? You dey steal my money and think say God no go see." Mama Ebele's eyes flashed, fire dancing across her sharp features. "I don't raise my sons for women way go day greedy. Na my son you day destroy my son." Chijioke swallowed hard. Obedience had been ingrained in him since childhood, and he had learned the hard way that disagreement with his mother brought only shame and harsh words. He looked at Ifeoma, his heart breaking as he saw tears threatening to fall from her eyes. The compound was alive as usual, with children running and shouting, women gossiping across verandas, and the occasional crow of a rooster. Yet all sounds seemed to freeze under Mama Ebele's fury. Even the goats stopped chewing, as if sensing the storm. Ifeoma, normally composed, felt tears sting her eyes. She wanted to explain, to fight back, but words refused to come. Mama Ebele was the dominant figure of the household. Her authority extended beyond the walls of her compound. People in the street whispered her name with respect mixed with fear. Her pride was legendary, her sharp tongue unyielding. The neighbors often murmured, "God go correct her one day, God go correct her one day." But Mama Ebele laughed at such words. Humility was a weakness, and obedience a mark of ignorance in her mind. Ifeoma had been married to Chijioke for 2 years, and in that time she had endured endless humiliation. Late food drew sneers, misaligned clothes drew lectures in front of visiting neighbors. When she tried to earn her own money, Mama Ebele accused her of greed. And yet, Ifeoma never raised her voice. Speaking out would only invite deeper shame, public scorn, and perhaps gossip that would follow her family for years. One Sunday at church, Ifeoma had saved enough to buy a small set of hair tools from the market. Her heart brimmed with pride at her tiny victory. But when Mama Ebele spotted the purchases, her fury erupted. "I see my daughter-in-law day steal my own money and everybody just day quiet," she shouted, pointing at Ifeoma in front of neighbors. People murmured quietly, heads lowered, fearful of her wrath. Ifeoma's face burned with shame. Silently, she packed the items back and left the church, tears trailing down her cheeks. Weeks later, Ada, married to Mama Ebele's nephew, moved into the compound. She had a small catering business and hoped to help her family. But Mama Ebele's fury came swiftly. "Who tell you today cook for people like you be businesswoman? Do you think say my family house na marketplace?" Ada's humble smile vanished under the weight of verbal abuse. Within months, she left quietly, her shoulders bowed in defeat. Mama Ebele's dominance seemed absolute. Her pride and greed ruled the compound. No one questioned her, but life has a quiet way of balancing scales. That balance arrived in the form of Uch, a distant relative who moved into the compound quietly. Uch was soft-spoken, respectful, and gentle. She bowed deeply to Mama Ebele and never questioned her authority. She carried water, swept floors, and spoke in calm, measured tones. People dismissed her meekness as weakness, but she observed everything, the injustices, the humiliations, the small cruelties Mama Ebele inflicted daily. Gradually, Uch began to shift the power dynamic, not by force, but by steady, quiet influence. She helped the children with schoolwork, assisted neighbors, and became indispensable in household chores. Even Chijioke began to take subtle advice from her, something he had never dared to do with his mother. Mama Ebele noticed, at first with disdain. "Uch, why you day smile like say you sabai pass me? Na who day teach you manners, eh?" But Uch's silence, calm demeanor, and respectful gestures slowly unsettled her. The neighbors no longer flinched at Mama Ebele's words. People began buying goods from Uch's small kiosk rather than her salon. One afternoon, Mama Ngozi, a longtime neighbor, confronted Mama Ebele. "My sister, see as you day treat young women for your house. People day talk. Even your own son day quiet because fear dawn blind am. Eno too good-o." Mama Ebele's face twitched. No one had dared speak to her so directly in years. Unease crept into her chest, a feeling she had never known. Then came the revelation. Uch, quietly diligent, discovered that Mama Ebele had been taking money intended for communal contributions, funds meant to feed the neighborhood children and support local projects. The news spread slowly at first, then quickly through whispers that could not be contained. Even Chijioke confronted his mother. "Mama, wet day happen. This money way suppose help our family, you day collect 'em for yourself." For the first time, Mama Ebele's sharp tongue failed her. Her voice trembled. I did it, I thought nobody go know." Tears rolled down her cheeks, pride and fear betraying her. Days passed. Mama Ebele sat on the veranda head-bowed, finally admitting wrongdoing. She confessed to Ifeoma, Ada, Uch, and Chijioke. "I have wronged you all. I let pride and greed blind my heart. Forgive me, my children. I see the pain I caused." Forgiveness came naturally. Ifeoma held her hands, tears mingling with the older woman. Ada returned, smiling softly. Uch continued her quiet work. Chijioke breathed relief for the first time in years. The atmosphere in the compound transformed, fear gave way to respect, shouting to laughter. Shared meals became moments of joy, children played freely, and neighbors noticed the difference. Mama Ebele, once feared across streets, became a figure of humility. Pride and greed had been tempered. Karma had spoken, gently but decisively. The moral was clear: pride destroys families. Greed blinds the heart. Karma is patient but sure. Humility and forgiveness heal homes. Never let fear or arrogance rule your household, for even the mightiest matriarch can fall if her heart is heavy with wrongs. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe. Carry patience, kindness, and humility in your home. Pray for strength, treat others well, and trust that God's correction always comes at the right time.